Well, they say change is inevitable, right? Well, Cody and I wanted to share about a big change that's taking place at Forgotten Children worldwide in the coming months. But first, a little background. Forgotten Children first launched in 1999, and then 5 years ago, we launched a 5-year transition plan where we hired Kody Kumfer for the purpose of taking my place and becoming the executive director of FCW. Really, the plan has gone swimmingly. I think everyone is very, very pleased. So on January 1st, 2026, Cody is going to become the executive director. Then I'm going to officially retire on March 6th of 2026. My role has been then taken and divided into 2 segments. Cody's going to be taking on the executive portion and keeping himself immersed in the programming portion as well. But then we also hired, just very recently, an international program director, and his name is Marc Gavilanez, and we're going to introduce you to him in just a few moments. He's going to be fully immersed into the programming and missional part of Forgotten Children. I really couldn't think of 2 better guys to lead this organization. I've always thought the world of Cody and Marc, both very humble, teachable, professional in every way, and probably most importantly, they're both Jesus apprentices. I've known Marc for 40 years, and I've known Cody for over 10 years. I'm often asked, okay, Hartsell, well, what's retirement going to look like for you? And I'll be honest, it's really a little bit scary, and I'm a little bit anxious about that, but here's what I think I know so far. I'm going to be working part-time for Forgotten Children on an unlimited basis, kind of like a consultant type role, and possibly travel with the leadership team from time to time. I'm actually currently building a new wood shop that I want to make some live edge furniture. We're going to take a walk to the Camino in Spain. We're going to go about 500 miles in September of 2026. And then Barb and I are going to launch, I don't know, we're playing around with maybe calling it Matt and Barb on the Edge or On the Edge with Matt and Barb, where we'll meet in a gratis kind of way, meet with individuals, couples who are interested in just maybe they need a listening ear, coaching, mentoring, things like that. Right now though, Cody has a very interesting story to tell about how he got involved with Forgotten Children and how he got to this point. So I'm going to turn it over to Cody and let him share a little bit about your vision and how you got involved with Forgotten Children.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. It actually started with Matt and I talking at a business as missions conference and him asking me to join him on a trip to Malawi and Zimbabwe. And I never thought that saying yes to join Matt would change the trajectory of my life. But that trip changed how I saw the world, read scripture, and lived my life day to day. On that trip, I saw very young children walking alone, some carrying water, others in the fields, and I had the opportunity to look into the eyes of many who were simply struggling to survive. While meanwhile, back in America, I found myself continually growing more and more comfortable. And as I returned home and I continued to read scripture, I noticed how often it speaks of and actually commands us to care for the vulnerable, the outcast, the orphan, and the widow. So I chose to jump in and volunteer in multiple different capacities, including the board of directors. And after going on another trip with Matt, he asked me to be his succession plan as executive director. I expressed hesitation because I was really enjoying my banking career, working with farmers and business owners, and it was comfortable. But I also did say, Matt, I'll continue to be a generous supporter of Forgotten Children. And Matt's response to me was, why don't you continue to pray about it? And as I did, I continually came back to the challenge of, Cody, do you want to accumulate more and more stuff, or do you want to accumulate stories of how people are being impacted? And I believe that God calls us towards action and what is close to his heart. And I believe 2 of those things are advocating for the vulnerable and sharing his love with them so they can truly know him. And so I chose the career path that allowed me to advocate for them on a daily basis. And my goal with Forgotten Children is to continue working with our Indigenous partners and staff to see how we can continue to walk alongside them and reach more and more people. The vision is not changing. We still want to protect, empower, and love as many children as possible. We want to make sure that these children and young adults know the love of Jesus, but also want to pull themselves out of really desperate situations and give them the skills to become self-sufficient adults. And if we continue to do that on a regular basis, only God knows the ripple effect that will happen.
Isn't that a great story? I just love it. It's inspiring. I've heard it many times, and I'm always inspired by it. Good job, bud. I think he does a great job. You're going to appreciate Cody more and more over the years. I'd like to also introduce to you Marc Gavilanez. Marc's going to be taking on anything having to do with the missional or programming part of Forgotten Children. So I'm really excited to introduce to you Marc Gavilanez.
Thanks, Matt. This wasn't on my radar 4 months ago, but it's been wonderful to see how the Lord has orchestrated this opportunity for me to join FCW. I've been in healthcare as an operating room nurse for most of my career, but my family spent 10 years serving on the mission field in Southeast Asia. I hope to draw on that experience, and I'm also grateful to have both Matt and Cody's guidance over the next several months as we make this transition. My family and I have supported FCW since it began, and I'm encouraged to see how the Lord has had his hand in its development over the years. In my new role, I'm very excited to come alongside and continue to empower all of FCW's international partners.
So there you have it. And hey, we just want to say thank you so much to each one of you. I mean, we are not where we are today without your help. And you've been there every step of the journey. And we're so grateful. I'm just looking forward to spending time with these guys. And I really believe our best days are ahead of us. Don't you think, Cody?
I 100% agree. We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. So appreciate these guys. Looking forward to seeing you more and more in the future.